Darkblade Ascent was created by PST Games, a studio consisting of two brothers, and this is their debut game. It was released on Epic July of 2024, and it is scheduled to release on Steam February 12th, 2025. If you would like to give the game a try right now, you can download a demo in the Epic launcher. Also, there's a good chance that a demo may be available on Steam at launch. Darkblade Ascent aims to be the halfway point between Souls-like and roguelike. It is a fast-paced, first-person, melee-focused roguelike RPG that offers endless hours of gameplay with its randomly generated loot, elaborate randomized maps, and hundreds of unique builds. The game features 3 unique classes with individual talent trees, but each of them play about the same, and from what I've seen, your class selection only changes gameplay just a little bit. The Pyromancer has a fireball that sets enemies on fire and does a good amount of damage. The Stormcaller calls down a lightning storm that shocks enemies and makes it where those enemies take 50% extra damage. And the Frostweaver creates a spray of chilling ice and freezes enemies. I've only had a chance to play the first class, the Pyromancer, but they state that each of these classes feel great and provide unique gameplay. There are over 100 items and a variety of enemies and bosses. Loot is randomly generated each run, along with the map, making each run completely different than the last one. You shouldn't have a single run that's the same as another one. The developers stated in an interview that they wanted to create a game where skill and the RPG attributes of the player are equally important, and they complement one another. For combat, they wanted to capture the essence of Souls-like games, but from the first-person perspective, and mix it in with some roguelike progression inspired by games like Hades and Gunfire Reborn. In the game, you'll encounter a wide variety of enemies with individual characteristics and abilities. You'll have to learn their attack patterns to defeat them. Knowing how to play around each of these enemy types, jump into combat, jump out of combat, and use your abilities is key in being able to make it through and get to the final boss. At the end of the match, you get to level up and improve your character with an elaborate skill tree. This is the only progression that you get to take with you from game to game, and this will impact gameplay and make you feel a little more powerful each game. You can unlock new classes, weapon types, you can add a few points to your abilities, and many other things that will considerably change your gameplay. A normal run of the game starts when you push the Start Normal Run at the bottom of the screen, and then you select your class. You drop into a zone and are tasked with killing all of the enemies in the area. Once you have defeated all of the enemies, a sprite will appear that will guide you to the next area. At the door, you can trigger the pillar next to the door to pop up 3 random buffs. These buffs go with you for the rest of the run and can drastically impact how you play. Inside the next room, you will do exactly the same thing that you did in the prior room. Complete these steps over and over, working your way through the dungeon until you ultimately meet your end in death or you reach the final boss. At this time, there is no multiplayer options in game, but the developers have stated that they are considering it. It is already out on Epic and is scheduled to release February 12th on Steam. If you want to try it beforehand though, there is a demo available on Epic, and I'm sure there will be one on Steam. The game is a lot of fun and I've had a blast playing it. Let me know down below if you guys plan on playing and your thoughts. If you feel I gave you any value, I would appreciate if you gave the video a like, and if you enjoy these kinds of game reviews, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.
A remorseless assassin, executing the sinister orders of the highest bidders. You were once a name, driving dread and steel into the hearts of your victims. Accepting this contract sealed your ruinous path. Your target, the elusive Malavar, a sorcerer whose spirit had succumbed to forbidden mysteries. As your blade plunged in his tainted heart, a final, desperate rite shattered the barrier separating the existence planes, banishing you in a perpetual world of torment. Realizing the importance of Malavar's role in preserving the world's delicate balance, an unfamiliar feeling of remorse overwhelms your haunted soul. The Soul Weaver, that malign custodian preserving the balance, condemned you to the void between planes. A grim purgatorial realm to endure perpetual anguish. There you now linger, a revenant trapped in a desolate, twisted landscape, surrounded by the vengeful manifestations of countless victims, whose agonized forms torment your waking nightmares. Yet, in perverse mercy, the Soul Weaver offers a path to deliverance. Ascend the grueling levels of this hellish existence, braving the outer limits of madness to prove your blackened soul worthy of absolution. Wield your blades, as you have done countless times before. Navigate the ever-shifting, delusory labyrinth and confront manifestations of your past transgressions. Wretched echoes of the suffering you've inflicted. In this endless torment, you discern an unfamiliar feeling. The faintest hope to one day atone for your unspeakable deeds. Ascend your soul, Darkblade, for the harrowing trials that may offer a fleeting respite from the damnation which lies in perpetual wait.
I can't do that yet. Not enough stamina. Not enough stamina.